Yo. Right. Another PC build. This is gonna be the cheapest PC build that I've done live. And this is like the most common PC that I built, but I usually don't have the 14th gen i5. I really like the 12th gen, price to performance wise, especially when like you're trying to flip a PC. But now the 14400F was cheaper than the 12400F. Don't ask me why. So I thought I'd pick one up, and I'm kind of curious to see how it performs. Some people have been asking, like, should I pick up the 14400F instead of the 12400F? Usually my answer is just no. I don't think it's worth it. The performance is about the same, and it is more expensive. But now when these, they come down in price. So I'm not sure if I have the box, but this has 10 cores. So like theoretically, it should be better. But as you know, especially with the later Ryzen CPUs, need to do something with it. I get two 9800 XCDs right now. I need to build and try to sell, but I don't know, the resale market right now is pretty slow. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna grab a. Alright, this is a 12400F. No, and I put a sticker over the. I kind of want to know the cache. This is 20 megabytes cache. And I don't know. That is unfortunate, bro. It's like I'm gonna Google and see the cache difference. But it has more cores, and I think that's what most people want, especially when you're like streaming. I should make like a video benchmarking my 12400F versus the 4400F when I'm not using a dual PC setup. So just to see like how it performs. Yo, hypnotize. What's good, bro? Alright, so we got 18 megabytes of cache on the 12400F and 20 on this one. So I mean, it is 10% more, and if this can give you 10% more performance for the same price, that makes sense. Alright, so let's I don't like to use that expression. Let's get cracking, bro. What is that? Let's get to building. Maybe go with the other specs. Alright, so cheap motherboard. This is the cheapest motherboard you can get right now. That supports the LGA 1700. Got the cheapest SSD. It's a 500 gigabyte, but it's the cheapest 500 gigabyte SSD. Just because it doesn't matter for FPS, basically, how fast just this. And this is just so slow, especially when like copying files, bro. It takes forever. I have a Kingston MV3, but I'm not gonna be using that because that's cheating, and this is supposed to be cheap. So I don't know, like if we cap this PC at 240, how stable will that 240 be? And then 3200 CL16 DDR4 kit. Super cheap. I basically got everything here at a very good price. That's why the whole piece is pretty cheap. But that's what you should do. Like if you're in a hurry to buy a PC, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more, obviously. But if you can wait around for good deals, you can save. Not like you're not gonna be celebrating because of you find a good deal, but it's gonna be a little bit better than I don't know, like what you could have been paying. All right. Also, so the case we're using is basically the cheapest case I could find. I got a super good deal from the Swedish retailer. No, it's not. It's Danish, I think. Pro Shop. Yo, let's go, Sleepy. So I paid 229 Swedish crowns. I'm not exactly how much that is in euros. For this case, it's super cheap. You got the ARGB in the front, and one fan. I put in another fan that I had laying around. That doesn't count for this build. It's not gonna get hot either way, so it doesn't really matter. And the power supply is a Mars Gaming 550 power supply. There are a few cheaper options for power supplies on Amazon, but I don't trust them. I bought one of those like super cheap, and the piece like shut off after a while. So I do not recommend getting the absolute cheapest one, but the Mars Gaming's one, I've been buying those for a while, and they seems to work pretty good actually. Right, let's install. This is first time installing a 14400F. It's i5 12 400F, 6GB RAM, 4 Ti, B760. That's a really good motherboard for the 12400F. Good for 6,000. No. I mean, yes, sort of. This whole PC cost below 6,000 Swedish crowns. So, kind of depends, because you can get this today for cheaper than what the 12400F costs. Wait, right. I'm gonna be able to close this box, so we're gonna open this the right way. Usually I open it that way, and then you cut this like flurp. Not sure what it's called, and then you can close it again. You live in Stockholm. If you just go to komponentkollen and put all the specs in, you're gonna find it. Right now, this on NetOnNet is where I bought this one. So normally I want to put in like a cooler, so it looks a little bit better, but we're gonna use the stock one. It doesn't matter for like low-end i5. So I would suggest, like, especially if you only play Fortnite, you do not need the 4060 Ti. And the performance in most games, it's pretty much the same as a regular 4060. So I do not think that it's worth it. We're gonna save that in case we need it some other day. Let's install the cooler before we install the RAM. Bro, what is this? Is this supposed to open? Nah. Should we use the... Yeah, I'm just gonna use the default thermal paste. I have a bunch of like thermal paste over that I don't need. You place these two... I guess it takes so much performance. Oh, alright. So the 40 Ti might be worth getting. And it is more expensive. Yo, circuit. But I wonder, how much more expensive? Or should I say, what's the performance difference going from a 4060 Ti to a 5060? Because those just launched like 2 days ago. Alright, this is the one part I don't like about the Intel coolers. So these like springs need to go... Springs. It's like plastic stuff. They need to go through, and then you can push it through the lock stuff. But normally it works pretty good. But sometimes it's like really hard to push in, and then you're like, should I really push this in, bro? Alright, now it worked pretty good. Bro got them veins! No! Did that go in? I don't think it did, bro. Nah. Or did it? Ah, it did. It was kind of wonky, though. Nah, it's like 80% through, I think. No, yeah. Alright. So, I do enjoy installing an M.2. I have a cheaper M.2 from Intel. So, this was cheaper than this. But it's only 256 gigabytes. The same goes for the gigabyte one. Cold song of ways we're buffing. Should we use this instead? It's just annoying to install a normal SSD. You know what? No, we're gonna build this because I'm gonna try and sell this PC later, and I really want the 500 gigabyte SSD, so we're gonna use that. How many PC would you say that you built in your life? I mean, maybe 100? I don't know, bro. A lot of PCs. Alright, so normally the sticker goes facing towards the CPU. Sometimes that's not the case, but normally that's how it goes in. So don't just assume, because you might get cooked. Best way, like normally, just check if the you can see. I can't turn on autofocus, but then it's gonna cut out all the time. How much are you gonna sell the PC for? So usually I build the PC, and then I put up for way more than what I actually want. But then I usually only have one PC for sale at a time. And now I don't know, bro, I have so many PCs since I started testing and benchmarking. So now I have like, bro, I have, well, the i3 10100F, the 12400F, the 12600KF, the 12700KF, the 14400F, the 14600KF, and the 14700KF from Intel. And then I have the 3600 Ryzen 5, right? 3600. The Ryzen 5 7600X, and the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, and the Ryzen 9800X3D. Ryzen 7 9800X3D. So, and right now I kinda don't want to sell anyone, because I test everything. So I want to make sure that, like, I cover all the FPS testing in Fortnite, so we know what PCs to get in the future. But this PC I'm probably gonna put out for 8,000 Swedish crowns, 9,000 maybe. I don't know. Not sure how much people will pay for it, but I think people are gonna see that. Oh, it's the latest. It's not the latest. The Ultra is the latest, but that's just nobody likes those. So maybe it's worth more than a 12400 460. I don't know. Maybe people just see there's an i5 and then they don't care. You know, they're gonna make their assumptions based on that. I forgot to put this in. Is this too late? Can we? Oh, bro, just force it. Do you bend any CPU pins? Yes. Not that long ago, I took out the CPU to switch CPU on my B660 motherboard, and then I left everything open, like the hatch, and then I was fiddling with something else. I was cleaning. What was that? I got some smudges of thermal paste on the cooler, I think. So I was cleaning something, and then I ripped off a bit of paper. It fell down in the socket. I said, bro. And then when I was gonna pick it up, I would use this. I didn't have this at the desk, so then I used like my other small. It's not as small, and then I kind of bent one pin. I bent it back, and now it's working. But that was kind of scary. And then when I bought the, was it like 2 months ago? I bought a B650 motherboard, like a open box, like a fyndvara. And the pins were broken when I got it. So like 3 pins were bent already. So then you can just return it and request to get your money back. But I wanted to build a PC, so I just fixed it myself instead. Glad you fixed it. Yeah, I was so scared. I thought, bro, did I mess this up? That would have been so bad. Setup reveal. Bro, it's so messy right now. It's like crazy. You don't want to see that. You're gonna think I'm crazy. Yo, Tyler, what's good, bro? Come on, bro. So in these cheaper cases, this is a nightmare. Come on. You want to hear like a click? So I pre-installed the power supply because this has been standing around doing nothing for quite a while. So normally you have to do that also, but that's not that advanced. Oh my god, corn stroganoff everywhere. It's a mess, bro. Corn stroganoff is so good, bro. Until like 2 weeks ago, I haven't eaten it in forever. And then I got the luxury of eating it. Alright, so we're missing one pin here, like a standoff on the motherboard. We got this one and all the other ones. You should make sure that you don't have any extra, because if you do, it might short out your motherboard. And this is quite a cheap PC, obviously, so it doesn't matter that much, but you don't want to do it either way. But if you have a high-end PC build, make sure you check that before. That is not happy. No, you're not gonna be happy when that happens, bro. Normally I just screw them in by hand, but now when we are doing this live, I'm gonna use this tiny adapter. So it looks professional. Alright, where was it? It was that one. Alright, like that. And hopefully the capture card works. And I can show you Windows install. I do not know if they updated the OS build version, but I did download it today just to get like the latest one. Alright, something like that. I like using the iFixit one, but not for these screws, because the magnetic on this one is a little bit too weak. Sometimes they fall off. Yo, scripts! Oh, this is the wrong screw. Let's go, bro. No, alright, this is the wrong one. So this isn't magnetic at all. Alright, I don't know where that is. It's somewhere else. Let's just gonna use this. It's not that big a deal. Please, but if you don't have a magnetic one, it's like a pain. Oh, wait, before we screw that in, should we make sure that these ones are in the right place? What is this? The USB? Oh, the USB one goes here and the front audio one goes there. Now they are kind of in the wrong place. Ah! Does this matter? It does matter a little bit. Should I just remove it and then reinstall it? I kind of should do that. That is a pain though. I don't want to unplug it. Is the stream lagging? Are you sure? I'm not getting like drop frames. Eating thermal paste. I have not tried eating thermal paste. I do not recommend doing that. Okay, so we're gonna do this the way that it should be done. It's not lagging for me. Alright. Strange. Might be your internet or something. Alright, so now we got them in the right place. Oh, wait. We want... Alright, like that. Okay, so we got the pin missing in the lower left corner. You really should finish, like connect the motherboard before you do this. It's just so sketchy doing that, bro. But this way we can tighten the cables so they don't stick out more than they should. If you plug them in before. Alright. Something like that. Is there a big market for PCs in Sweden? I mean, there used to be, but I feel like recently it's gone down. Like at least where I live, which is a little bit unfortunate. I used to sell like, I don't know, one PC every 2 weeks, like one of these, the cheaper ones. But now, when I started like FPS testing and stuff, I have like more expensive PCs. And like obviously, the more expensive the PCs, the less often you're gonna sell it. It's not a lot of people want like a super high-end PC. And I feel like those who want like a super high-end PC, they don't want to buy it used because of warranty and stuff like that. They want it from a store, or they want to build it themselves. And basically everybody that writes to me like, yo, should I buy this? Or like, what do you think is going to be good enough for this game? I usually say, bro, you should build it yourself and buy these like specs instead. Normally they don't listen and say, oh yeah, but I just want to buy the one you have. I was like, okay, but why? People are crazy. Why need a case when you can put the PC in your fridge? Yeah, that's a good question. For the budget PCs you're dealing with parts at MSRP, usually not. I don't buy parts when they are expensive, and MSRP usually is pretty expensive. The 12400F, the CPUs, rarely come down from the MSRP. But the graphics card, like the 4060s, those drop quite often actually. Oh, there's no other way to pull this cable in. I don't want to, like, the cable goes here. I don't want to pull it across the map, you know? You don't want to rotate that far. Oh well, let's just do it. Right, I'm gonna plug it in up here. That's one downside when you have like a cheap motherboard. You don't get enough weight. We do not have enough cables for both of these. Does this get power also? Yeah, alright, so it works. Never mind. I'm gonna run GTA 6 on my 1070. Oh my god, bro was about to cook his PC. Okay, let's connect the power for the CPU. Something like that. We have that, we have CPU. Alright, the pins. Let's see. Power switch is the only one I really care about because that's the only one we need. But usually I'm gonna tear this PC apart later and build something else in it, or take the parts or do something else. I'm not gonna do that now. So I should connect all of these correctly. But who has the time for that? We need the SATA cable before we go any further. So, yeah, like if you use the M.2 Bro, it's so much easier. But you know, we have new cables in here. We don't need those. I think I have some leftover ones. Use this. GT6 is coming to console. Yeah, I think it's console first for like a year, and then it comes to PC. I don't like that they do it like that, but I think a lot of people will buy the PS5 just to play GTA 6. You got the same. Oh, you got the P and Y. This is not a good SSD, bro. I mean, it's good for the price for what you pay for it. But if you pay like 20 euros more, you get a good one, like a really good one. All right. When I connect it on the back later, maybe we should wait with the graphics card. Yeah, let's connect the SSD first. I don't think it's gonna matter that much, but this is a mess, bro. I bought so many of these when they were super cheap. I had like 4 or 5 of them, and I have like the even cheaper ones. It's behind all of this. But when am I gonna use that, bro? So when I sold the PCs, that was okay because I didn't care that much about the speed. But now when I copy Fortnite back and forth, like copying Fortnite takes like 15 minutes or like 20 minutes on this. Don't judge me now. I'm just gonna do this, bro. It's an SSD. They can take it. Boop. A cheap PC don't get the good treatment. In 2020? Oh, that's a long time ago. Have you checked your like PC health? Because the cheap SSDs, they don't want to live forever. No way. Bro, I said don't judge me. It doesn't matter, bro. That works. It's not a laptop, you know? Alright, let's put in some more of these before we install the graphics card. Oh man, I hope the capture card works. I am excited to see how the 14400F compares to the 12400F. I mean, it has 2 more cores. I don't even know, like clock speed, is it faster or slower? I don't know, bro. I should look that up. Maybe it was a complete waste of everything. Slowly my GPU is dying. 1 FPS at a time. Wait. What's happening now? I thought we agreed that the spec bench was the way to go. I meant hello, bro. Are you using T9 or what's happening, bro? Right, should we just rip this all off? Sometimes these plugs fly away when you rip this off. Yep, like that. I'm just gonna plug all this here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save 2 of these and put in the motherboard, because when somebody buys this, they're gonna try and connect. I'm pausing this. They're gonna try and connect the display cable to the motherboard instead. It happens quite a lot, actually. Then you get a DM like, yo bro, I tried to connect my monitor, no display. Please, don't argue now. Right, I can't see if we're in the right spot. Is that on the right spot? No, it doesn't feel like it. This does not feel safe, bro. No, we got stuck. Oh my god. Right, like that. Then we need the screw that I had before. An RX 580 for ages. Bro, that's a really old one. Don't let it sag. Nah, this small GPU is probably not gonna sag anything. Nah, it's stuck, bro. I'm only using 1 screw. You know, I like to save money where I can. Only use 1 screw. Then, when you build enough PCs, then you can just put the screws over in like this. So each one of these is 1 PC where I save too much money. You got the same Intel fan? This is the stock Intel. They had the same for like, I don't know, it feels like forever. But are you sure it's the 100% the same? If we go back to the even older, like the 10th gen, it looks like this instead. And it's halfway stuck. So at least this looks kind of nice compared to this. Those are really the same specs. It's a good PC. Like, it's good enough. Obviously, you get what you pay for, so you're not gonna run like 400 FPS in Fortnite, but I mean, to run 240, not stable, but to average 240, this should be more than enough. Okay, and we are done. Use your neighbor's electricity. Bro, that's so smart. Alright, let's put this back. So we're gonna see if the capture card works, and if it doesn't, there's not much we can do. I have my real capture card at the other PC. It's not the best esport, but it does more than any games. A beast in productivity! Bro, are you sure about that? I'm not 100% sure. If you're doing productivity, I would recommend the cheap option, the 12700 KF. Almost the same price, but still pretty good, bro. 14600 KF. This is a really good CPU. And if you're crazy, don't buy this. The 14700 KF. This is a waste of money, bro. Alright, do we think this is gonna boot or not? I hope so. 1.9 million views, that is absolutely wild, bro. Oh. Oh no, we ran out of power here, bro. Oh. That's enough out of that. I know a trick that makes your frame time so much better, but it works for Cs too. Set your and cover. Oh, the NVIDIA control panel? That does not work, at least for me or in all my tests. But RiverTune statistics servers, RTSS, that is crazy for performance compared to basically everything else. Alright, so alright, so we got this capture card. I don't think this is gonna work, but let's give it a shot. It works sometimes. Alright, it might work. It's like lighting up. Right, I need to get an HDMI cable. Little feet, follow where it lies. Is that HDMI on? No, it was not. It's a good thing. Don't force it, bro. Alright. Let's see if we can add a black window now, and then this should light up when we get the display capture. No, that's not the right one. Video capture device. Okay, so this should be the monitor from this. If we're lucky. Okay. I don't know, bro, why. I've said sometimes I need to buy a new like cheap capture card. So for like 30 hertz, it doesn't cost that much, but still I have not bought it. So I'm gonna have to do that. Let's see if we can find a USB-C cable. This is not good, bro. I thought I had one, bro. Wait. Oh yeah, it is here, bro. Relax. Calm down. Please, capture card. You have to work. Okay, are we ready? We need a power cable. I have one here, bro. Don't worry. Alright. That's how we work. I think this should work. Otherwise, this might just be in the CPU one. Alright, that's good. Let's see if we can get into BIOS. Please. Yeah, Fortnite is officially rebuilding performance mode into DirectX 12. Wait, did it recognize? Alright, so we're into BIOS. That's good. Let's... I don't have a mouse, so I'm gonna take this one. Do I need to switch something? Alright, so we're gonna do a switcheroo here. I'm gonna duplicate this. Transform, fit to screen. We're gonna put this at the bottom, and then we're gonna make this one smaller instead. Alright, so now I don't have to move, hopefully, something on the main screen. Is this the right cable? I hope so. What in the picture in pictures did... That's like a long time you heard somebody say picture in picture, bro. Is this working? Yeah, alright, good. So basically what we want to do, we want to move. You can just do this if you spam like F8 or something. But we're going to move the boot. So it boots from the USB. Do you see this? No, you can, right, you saw before, like this USB. So we're going to install the latest Windows basically. XMP profile, let's enable that. And then F10. So you can see the changes you did. We're gonna switch the boot priority and enable XMP. Yes. So now we should be able to install Windows. Bye. Take care, bro. Where do you see that about performance mode? In the settings in Fortnite. NVIDIA Reflex only works with DirectX 12. And now you can use NVIDIA Reflex in performance mode. And they have made this move a long time ago, but there wasn't any way to confirm it. But before, like a year ago, you could choose not to download the DirectX 12 shaders when you downloaded and installed performance mode inside like a hidden option menu. You can't do that like from a year ago. I'm not sure exactly when they changed that. But that's been missing for quite a long time. And now the NVIDIA Reflex inside of performance mode confirms it. English. I agree. Pro. I really want to install this on the Kingston one instead. 11 Pro. Next. Please find SSD. I think it didn't buy it. I didn't even check. We're gonna delete the parts in front of them. The new Windows is discussing. Yeah, I prefer the older one also, but not much we can do about it. I think if you use a custom mode like X-Lite 24/2, they have a different one. So if you install Windows a lot, you could probably make like your own, and then remove a bunch of this stuff and just make it default, the way you want it. But we're not gonna do that. Okay, so this is installing. 10% already, that's pretty good. Should we copy Fortnite? You should do a 2 million view giveaway. I'm giving away Windows 10 20. No, Windows 11. 24H2 USB. That's broken, by the way. Unscrew. Which one? This is a pretty good one, right? I'll download for 5 hours instead. Nah, it's the on the other YouTube channel where I post like the shorts. When where's the Porsche giveaway? That would be crazy. It would be kind of fun to give away like a Porsche in Fortnite. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can find the other SSD with Fortnite on it. I don't know where it is, bro. Oh, anyway, we're installing Windows. That's what matters. Name the any game I'll get more FPS than you. Trust. Do you know what Sataka is? That should be like limitless FPS. I feel my doesn't work. Microsoft Store on crashes. You know, Microsoft Utility disabled. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. A bunch of tweaks ruin Windows in general, but like in theory, stopping the Microsoft Store and a bunch of other Windows stuff running in the background should increase performance. But I think that Microsoft built too much around like these sort of services and stuff like that. So it just messes with their performance, like the stability overall. So it feels good to disable it, but a custom one, I didn't know those existed. But the snippet tool is pretty convenient. Especially when you use the shortcut, Windows Shift S. And then it automatically saves you the snippet in your like images folder. That's just so convenient. Yeah, I don't know where the cable is or where the SSD went. Snipex. 1000 FPS, bro, that's a lot. On those specs, bro, you got a crazy PC. But where is the cable? I feel like I used it not that long ago. I found it. Wait, do I have the right driver on this? I'm gonna double check. Eraser. But are there different versions of the snippet tool, or is it like a completely different app altogether? Like, what's the point? Yeah, like, if you're using Xlite and the regular one doesn't work, then you have to use it. But does anybody use it on default Windows, or is it just a waste of energy, basically? This would have been done now if you used the Kingston SSD, the MV3, for sure. I found you in a random. So I leave a lot of fun comments, trying to rage bait, or when I'm upset about something, I try to comment. What did I write, bro? I need to stop commenting on weird shit, bro. I just can't help myself. Okay, I don't have internet. Oops. Right, what OS build do I have on the other PC that I think was the newest one at a time? Was it 1126 or something like that? I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the same OS build, like the OS build I had on the old SD that I used to use, USB. This is such a cheap PC for the performance. Because I'm plugging my 59 into my Intel 404. Only 2000 FPS. Oh, okay, let's see. Alright, so we are running 145 processes. Let's see the 24H2 and the WinVer. Let's see the OS build number. Yeah, so this is the same one that I had before, so I basically made a new USB for no reason at all. Before we do anything here, let's switch to dark mode and the other background. So we're gonna enable this as a metered connection so it doesn't download stuff. And then we're gonna do a bunch of stuff. So since this SSD is so slow, it's gonna take forever to copy Fortnite. And if it's too, yeah. You know what? No, I am not doing this again. I will not be installing Fortnite and whatever. This now it's done, bro. We fixed Windows. It's working. PC is built. I'm gonna turn off now. Go grab something to eat, and then I'm going live again, doing the rest and checking the FPS. That's gonna be very interesting. PC works. It's pretty good. It doesn't fit. What? Like you don't have enough slots on your motherboard? You only want to use 2 slots either way, bro. Alright, so that was good. I will go live again in not too long. And we will copy Fortnite and see the FPS. I mean, if this can average, I don't know, 30 FPS more than the 12400F, then I'm gonna say it's worth it. Like, even if it costs a little bit more, you get the latest gen, and I want to compare streaming at the same time as gaming. It should be better since this has more cores. It doesn't fit the motherboard. Oh. Comfort, yes, I will go plug this in where I have my real capture card, and I'm gonna copy Fortnite while I go eat. Yes, and the drivers and all of that, so it starts to load, and then I'll go live in a bit, and we will see how this performs. But I can't end stream because I don't have a mouse. I'm gonna connect this again here. I'm just happy that it worked, bro. Alright, thank you for watching this build. Keeping it short. Usually I just do everything on stream here, but bro, this stream is gonna be like 4 hours. That's not worth it. So, Sleepy Ducky, Hypnotize, and Scripts. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys shortly, hopefully. I'm bugging! Ha det bra.